Hey, what's up guys, it's DJ. Welcome back to GoHam Gear. Today we're going to be answering some of your questions from last week's video. Why did I start playing Farming Simulator on YouTube? So why did I choose to play Farm Sim versus other games? And why did I choose to do YouTube versus anything else? So let's get right into them. What is your most common mistake when editing, and do you still make it all the time? My main focus when I'm editing is to try and get the whole thing done as quick as possible and right. It's sometimes I accidentally leave text undone. Most of the text that I add in says, just like Michael Bennett, CEO, or something silly like that. They're all basic and things like that. So I have to go in and I have to change them up and that type of thing. And 9 times out of 10, I get it right. And that other time, you guys catch it every time. So definitely mod videos and Farm Sim news when I forgot to change the text. That's my biggest mistake, and I make it all the time. The next question today comes from Arachne. It says, I was wondering what you would recommend for gaming steering wheels and how to connect them. Well, the connection part is pretty darn easy. All you have to do is plug in USB and you're done. That's it. Everything's USB powered these days, so that's all you really need to do. The question of which ones would I recommend is any Logitech. Any Logitech will work just fine. You guys probably know the side panel, the Satex side panel. You probably heard about that, or Logitech G, heavy equipment bundle, things like that. The steering wheel is awful. Don't get the steering wheel. Just get the side panel if you want to play Farm Sim, but it only works if you're on PlayStation or if you're on PC. It will not work on Xbox. I've tried. It just doesn't work, period. Now, I will tell you, I own the G920, which is the Xbox steering wheel. So, because I play Forza. Forza is one of my favorite racing games, and I play it on the Xbox. I actually play here in the living room most of the time, and I love that game. So I wanted to get wheels and pedals that would work with it, but if I ever wanted to play on PC, those wheels and pedal work on PC with Farm Sim or other games as well. Actually, any racing game they work fine with. And the side panel will work with Farm Sim on PC just fine. Here's a great question from JK Farms. He says, any help on generating traffic to gain subscribers early on? He's been releasing videos and working on getting better content, but seems to be slower than he's expected, and he wanted to go fast. How long did it take you to gain traction, so to speak? Well, let's break this down a little bit on generating traffic to gain subscribers. The thing is, views and subscribers are totally different. Subscribers are the people that believe in you. They're the ones that see what you're doing and say, hey, I like what this guy's doing. I want to see more of it. More. Show me more. As far as views, that is how you get your subscribers. So you want to get them to watch your video. In your video, you want to get them to like what you're doing. That's how you get subscribers. Another thing is tripling up. So you want to do title, description, and your tags as well. Tags aren't as big of a thing now as they used to be. But if you put in let's say Farm Sim, for example. Farm Sim in the title, Farm Sim in the description, Farm Sim as a tag, that tells YouTube, hey, they tripled this. That means that's important. Then you want to do that. You also want to have a title that's maybe catchy, but not too clickbait. There's a bit of a fine line, but kind of find what works for you. Try a couple videos out and see what works. It also depends on what kind of content you're making. Make sure that it's engaging. Make sure that it's fun. People play the game, and they're not looking for content creators for everyday gameplay, things like that, or everyday advice, that type of thing. They want something that they can't get anywhere else, and it's your job to give that to them. Next question comes from Callum. He says, how do you use an Xbox controller on PC, and can you do a video on it? I don't need to do a video on it. Plug it in. That's it. If you've got Bluetooth, some of the mid-generation Xbox controllers, so the ones that released with the Xbox One X and S, those are Bluetooth. Actually, some of the newer Xbox Ones as well. Those are Bluetooth as opposed to, I believe it was Wi-Fi, what they were using beforehand, which is nice because that means I can connect them to my phone, I connect them here. Bluetooth will work just fine. Just click the buttons, share, or pair up, and you're good to go. Search for your Bluetooth in your PC or your Mac or your phone. You'll be able to find it just fine there. But I always recommend, if you're on PC or anything for that matter, to do USB. So all you need is USB cable, same one that you would charge it with or something like that, and then simply plug it into your PC and it will work. I, for one, use an Xbox One controller. It's a custom one, but it's an Xbox One controller with PC. And the great thing is, Xbox is made by Microsoft. Windows is made by Microsoft. They work together perfectly. PlayStation, I think you have to download a driver or something like that, but works pretty well there too. Graham asks an amazing question here. He says, I want a PC. What should I get? Well, you need to think of a couple different things. Are you going to be streaming, or are you going to be just doing videos, or neither? Are you just going to play? You know what's fun? Just playing video games at the end of the day. I do that regularly every single day. No streaming, no recording, nothing like that. No microphone right in my face. I just play games. Have a good time. So if that's your case, just recommend something easy. You know, a i3, depending on what kind of games you're playing, maybe an Intel i5, maybe going all the way to a Ryzen, maybe like a 3500 or something like that, or 3600. Something easy, something not crazy expensive, very affordable. PCs can get very expensive very quickly. So you want to get something that's in your budget. Find a budget. Sometimes it's hard to say, okay, I've got $500 for a PC. Well, that's kind of tough to work with, but it can be done. Or saying, you know, I think I have, you know, $100 now, but in a couple weeks, I may have another $200. Not everybody gets big lump sums of money, and not everybody's got huge cash sitting around. So my advice would be to try to part something out and buy piece by piece. It's a long question. I could sit here for like hours talking about this, but really find your budget and then start to figure out kind of what works for you there. Definitely look at pre-built systems and laptops. Even laptops are great, but I like custom building. That's my favorite. This next question is awesome. So this is from Dave B. He says, did Chris mentioning that the FS19 community is pretty much a 50-50 split now between consoles and PCs surprise you? As far as the overall, not too surprised. Most of you may know, you may not. Farming Simulator, it's a PC game. It just is. It's a PC game, and it was brought to consoles in 2013 with Farming Simulator. You had FS15, 17, 19, and then whatever's coming next, not Farm Sim 21. People keep asking. He says, I know from your content that you're very conscious of the fact that you have a large console following, so I wonder if that impacts your choice between streaming PC versus console. It does, however, I'm still going to play on PC regardless. One of the things that I am very conscious of is, okay, what mods am I using? Is the mod that I'm using going to be crazy? It's got to be crazy if I'm going to be using it. Otherwise, I try and just show off some fun stuff. Now, I did a live stream a couple days ago on the main channel where we used some John Deere stuff that was modded, or some John Deere stuff that was not on console or would not be coming to console. And I was very straightforward about that content. But there's other things like maps, things like that, where I basically refuse to play unless the community asks me otherwise. Bucks County was one of those things, but we know now it's going to be updated. So yeah, he also goes into saying he knows that Mr. Silly P was able to add SnowRunner for variety. Seems that most successful channels need to concentrate on one particular game series for content. Yes, I play Farm Sim. I will only play Farming Simulator unless Farm Sim just completely dies for whatever reason on down the road, and then we'll try and drag it out for as long as possible. And our last question today really isn't a question, and it wasn't even from the same video. This is from Nitromon. He says, definitely like this style of content, DJ. Would love to see you do a power supply replacement on your system. I don't need to do a power supply replacement. I have a brand new EVGA 1000 watt platinum power supply, or the P2, in my gaming rig, and the exact same one, but the gold version, the G2, in my streaming rig. So I don't need to do that. However, you guys are in luck because I just ordered all of the parts for my new PC. As you probably know or see over here, we've got a little laptop off to the side, and that's my gaming laptop. It's got an i7 to 9750 something. It's the laptop i7 version. It's got a laptop version of the 6060 Ti from NVIDIA in there as well. To be honest with you, it plays great. I can run Farm Sim at 60 hertz or even 120 plus at 1080p max settings. Works great for me. But recording 4K cameras all day long and making sure that everything's working perfect, and it has a hard time. This poor computer has just such a hard time. So what I've done is I've virtually mimicked some of the parts and built up a few other parts. We've got stuff ordered. A new PC is on the way, and we're going to be building it here on the channel. We will be doing some normal videos, but In addition to those normal videos, we will also be doing videos for you guys showing off parts for the new PC. So we have motherboard, CPU, graphics card, which I already have the graphics card, as well as the memory and the PSU, even a new case and RGB fans. We're gonna have a good time. But between now and whenever, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like on it and get subscribed to the channel. If you have any questions and you want to be on next week's Ask a DJ, simply post those questions down in the comment section of this video and I will answer them. A lot of you guys are from my main channel, DJ GoHam Gaming. Over there we do farm sim, so a lot of you will ask about farm sim stuff. Easy way to get onto this is less farm sim stuff, more gear and tech, that type of thing. So, all being said, hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Peace!